air front. This is the new battlefront, the air front, from which we seek out the enemy. Not his infantry or his artillery, not his panzer divisions, but the greater menace, the industrial heart of his nation, the foundation on which the Nazi Empire and its armies stand, the power behind the German lust for conquest. The steel mills and refineries, shipyards and submarine pens, factories and munitions plants. Pinpoints on the map of Europe which mean rubber, guns, ball bearings, shells, engines, planes, tanks, targets. Steel helmets go on. Watchful eyes strain. Tight formations are held tighter still. Tense gunners more alert. The first plaque, just harmless looking, silent puffs of smoke. Only each puff is a shell exploding, throwing shrapnel around the sky. Exactly the range, accurate flak by radio prediction. 5 miles down, Nazi anti-aircraft batteries have calculated the altitude, speed, and course. Where will the next one hit? You try not to be there. And walls that path with a flak barrage. But you fly right through it. Flak so thick you can get out and walk on it. Bombay doors open. The bombing run begins. They touch. Bombs away. Half of the mission is over. The easy half. Now to get home.
Sioux fighter 6 o'clock up, coming in. Diving out, Chief.
B-17 in trouble out at 2 o'clock, watching.
Got an engine on fire. 10:30 coming around. Those 10:30 up or lower? B-17 out of control at 3 o'clock.
Come on, you guys, get out of that plane. Bail out.
There's one. He come out of the bomb bay.
Yeah, I see him.
There's a tail gunner coming out.
Watch out for fighters.
And this one's 21. More wounded aboard. .22, coming in with his left inboard engine dead. .23, with a feathered prop on his left outboard engine. .24, Southern Comfort, with a chunk of tail gone. 5, they flew home on their luck. 29 planes back, so far. 29 out of 36. Our losses were heavy, but the enemy's were far heavier. We destroyed a German aircraft factory, the number of our convoys that will get through now, the soldiers and seamen's lives that will be saved, or the battles that will be won instead of lost because of what these bombers did today.
picked up a new plane in Lincoln, Nebraska, brand new, man. That thing sparkled, and flew it to into New Hampshire, and then from New Hampshire we flew up to Goose Bay, Labrador. And anybody know Goose Bay, Labrador? Yeah. And one of the first things a pilot does when he's in the air is to look for some place to land in case something happens. You never know, right? But flying up over that part of Canada north of Maine, there was no place to land. You land on the trees or you don't land, you know. Goose Bay, Labrador, now the temperature's going down because this is getting almost into December. And from there, we had to start fly across to Iceland. Now we had a good navigator, thank goodness, a hillbilly from West Virginia. Because they had us take off at night, and we had to fly high enough so a submarine could not shoot us down. But not too high to get too cold. Boy, you get up there and it gets colder. And you got out a little bit, then the heaters went out. And the crew, had sleeping bags, you know. They all climbed into a sleeping bag. Hey, that's not too bad, you know. And here we are. We just barely found Iceland. If we didn't find Iceland, we'd find Sweden going that way, you know. And we had Marlene Dietrich visited there, and she was singing, "See What the Boys in the Back Room Will Have." And she was playing a song. You ever see anybody play a song? Yeah. Pretty good, huh? And then, now we're headed for England. And in the morning, it's so damn cold up there, we can't get the oil temperature up where we feel comfortable and keep getting it. Finally had to take off anyway. Come on, baby, go, go, go. Yeah. And so I snuck a look at Ireland as I went down, which is just to the right of our path. I wanted to see some of the white houses and the green grass, 50 Shades of Green, because I knew that's where my wife was from. See, we landed in Wales and turned the ship over. We didn't get that new ship. That's that goes to the colonels and the generals and everything. But I'll tell you something. Now we're in a Quonset hut. You know, you ever see a Quonset hut? They're half round like this. Yeah. They're so easy to make, so easy to maintain, and so easy to ship. They all go one on top of the other. And there was no room. There's 4 officers on the plane, and one officer was here, another officer in this Quonset, another one here. And then our squadron went on a raid to this bad synthetic oil plant I told you about. They put up 13 planes.
That's cool.
And of the 13, one aborted. That meant the engine went on, he had to come back. That left 12.
Okay.
Of those 12, one came back. We lost 11 planes on that one trip.
And that one was yours?
Now, yeah.
Were you on
places? No, we didn't even know where the men's room was yet, you know. Oh. We had to train around there.
Oh, okay.
And here, now you could have almost any bunk you wanted. It's a sad occasion, right? 11 planes, you know, and that's 4 officers per plane. That's 44 of them, and 6 enlisted men per plane. 77 of them. Oh, that's terrible. But
you were the one that came back.
He wasn't on one yet.
He wasn't on one yet.
I wasn't flying in England yet. They have to train us. They've got radio procedures. They were far in front of us in radios and things like that. And we had to find out where the men's room was, you know. So then we started flying eventually. And to fly a mission means you have to get up about 1:30 in the morning. Go down, have breakfast. If you were flying a mission, you had an egg that day, a real egg. Otherwise, you got powdered eggs. And then you go down to the mission room, and it's just like they show in the movies, you know. They close the door, pull the shade down so nobody can see, and then they pull it off the chart, and you see what the mission is for the day. And it's all outlined, and there's circles on there, and that's where there's supposed to be people shooting at us. And we try to get away from those, this way, that way, that way, there. And it showed where the mission went. And if it was what they call a milk run, you know, an easy one, everybody's, oh, thank goodness, you know, and they're all, but if it's a place like I just mentioned, everybody's spirit went down. It just went, oh, wow, what a day this is going to be, you know. Out to the plains, warm them up, yeah. And then they're all following each other on all those B-17s in a line. And then down the runway, one at a time, one at a time. Past this farmhouse that had a tower on it, and then we said good morning to them every day, looking up at them. Then it took about 3 hours to get up to altitude at what we, but it had to be a real precision racetrack because there were other bases all over the place. They had bases crowded in, like, so everybody had to fly precision or you'd be on somebody else's racetrack. That's no fun, you know, planes coming at you from every direction.
Would you be circling to get to altitude?
Yeah, we rode that racetrack.
Oh, okay.
Stayed on that racetrack until we got on the clear where we could see everybody, usually climbing through clouds. In the dark, of course. And watch for our red flares. That's our plane, right? Hot Shot Red was ours. See? So we formed there, and then we get into motion, heading for the coast, and all the planes coming from everywhere according to how many planes are in the mission. You know? And the first time you see what they call flak, that was guns from down below. You wonder what it's like. You know, what is this flak like? You know, and we soon found out because we're flying along like this, and up above us like this, I see a plane got hit right in the engine nacelle, and the wing went like this, like a Navy fold-up plane, and the rest of it went this way, and the people that were in